What if a person who destroys your family isn't a stranger at all, but someone the family sees every day? Yes, that's what happened. Today's story is not about a stranger hiding in the dark. It's about a child who learned to walk, who learned to talk, and the world that failed to protect her. Honestly speaking, I wanted to cover another case this week, but when this incident took place on June 14th, I couldn't wait because she was the only child and some stories demands to be told right now. And this is one of the hardest stories I have to bring to all of you. Welcome to Unsilenced, where we give voice to those who cannot speak for themselves. And this is Soumya. Before I tell you what happened, I'd like you all to know who she was. Now, in this video, I will not be using her name. Not because I'd like to hide something from all of you, but because I feel like she deserves to be remembered as a child and not as a search term. She was a 3-year-old child who just learned walking, learned talking, and she was too old for school. Her daily routine mostly was eating, sleeping, playing, and being loved by others. Her parents are from Bihar, came in search of work to Tamil Nadu like any other thousands of families would do in the Sipcot industrial belt. They kind of settled in for their lives and she was her only child. Now the part that I wish I didn't have to tell you. It was an ordinary Sunday evening. The parents were at home and she was playing outside along with other friends like any other evenings. There was nothing unusual about it. Around 8 o'clock in the evening, someone walks towards her. Not a stranger, a very familiar face. In fact, a co-worker of a father offered a snack and she walks with him. Why would she not? Because there was no reason for her to be feared or to be afraid. But what happened next after the child trusted the familiar face is devastating. He took her to the secluded place and sexually assaulted her. The passerby heard the child's cry and alarmed the neighbors close by. Everybody came rushing and caught him before he could escape. She was rushed to the government hospital in Gummidipoondi immediately. Doctors there found severe injuries with heavy internal bleeding and she was rushed to the intensive care. From there, she was transferred to Stanley Government Hospital, Chennai, where they had given her blood transfusion and then she was put into ventilator support throughout the night. The child struggled throughout the night and the very next morning, on June 15th, she left this world with her last breath. Now here's what has been confirmed so far. These are only facts and not rumors. Police has arrested the accused, 19 years old Vipin Manji, who is also from Bihar, within an hour after the residents handed him over to the Sipcot police station. A case has been filed under POCSO Act and Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita. After the child died, a series of charges has been put against the accused because what started as an assault has now been converted into a murder case. Now, the neighbors and the residents allegedly told that several other people were involved in this heinous crime. Police did the investigation and claimed the evidences say only one person has been acted alone so far. Now, this is an open investigation and no charge sheets had been filed yet. I want to pause here for a second. I'm not a psychologist. I probably would not know what's going on in the mind of somebody who's capable of committing this heinous crime. Now, people who study these crimes have time and again told it's not about the certain urge of people to act at the moment. It's the access that is given to them and the trust which is used as a weapon. A familiar face makes the child feel safer. A neighbor, a co-worker, someone the family trusts. Now that is not an accident. Sometimes this becomes the exact reason for the crime to take place. These are not excuses. These are the chances that are very harmful because most of these harms does not take place outside the family. Most of this takes place inside with someone who is part of our circle of trust. Now folks, I want you to look at your circle of trust and the people around it. I keep coming back to one detail. She was their only child. No brother, no sister in the house to call their parents Ma or Bap. When they lose your only child, you almost lose your whole world. You lose all the birthdays that you have not celebrated yet. You lose that every school mornings and the wedding plan that you've already imagined in your head. All of it just gone in one evening. I can't tell you what this feels like, but I only wish the family does not go through in this grief all alone. The grief didn't stay quiet. After the child died, the residents gathered near the Sipcot police station, blocked the roads, and demanded for answers. Labor unions and local leaders are now demanding for real safety measures, proper lightnings, and real surveillance near the industrial belts where children can feel more safe while they are playing around and the parents can actually work. And here's a question that we need to ask. If these facilities were already existed, would this family still would have their daughter? Maybe we do not know the answer for this question, but one thing is clear. We should not be losing a child to ask this question. Protecting children isn't just the parents' job. It belongs to families, neighbors, employees, and the state. In fact, all of us. Before we leave, I want to do one thing. I want you all to remember her, not the crime, not the investigation, but her, a 3-year-old little girl who just learned to talk and who just learned to walk. Close your eyes for a moment and picture 5 years from now. She's walking into her first day of school, back too big for her shoulders. Picture 10 years from now, arguing with her mother what to wear for the day. Picture her 18 years from now, a doctor, engineer, or a teacher. Could be someone's first love, someone's best friend, or could be the very reason for somebody to come home. None of that is going to happen now. Not because life took her so soon, but because someone took her. She should have had hundreds of evenings playing in that street. She should have grown up and become every version of her possibly she could have planned and imagined. Now, before I could sign off, I'd like to let you all know that this is an ongoing investigation and we will come back with the facts when the case is developed. And the channel will follow until the justice is served. Now, if you're a person who is interested in true crime stories, horror stories, and unsolved murders, please subscribe to our channel.